This is the Super Co-op Squad Video Game Podcast, episode 101.
Hey, welcome back, podcast people, YouTube people, people that are listening on Spotify, iHeartRadio, just all the people. We are the Super Co-op Squad Video Game Podcast. Every week we sit down together as friends, me, Johnny Mac, Garrett Laney, and Joshua.
I don't want to do a repeat of that thing when Joshua was like...
Silent.
You did do it though, because you waved at the camera, didn't say anything, so my mental cue was to move forward.
I got you, but I saved it.
Yeah, he did say hello. And of course, Joshua Gerard.
We got stuff today.
We do. We got a lot of stuff. And as always, we talk about the latest games, news, pop culture stuff, trends. Generally have just a kick butt time talking about games and all the awesome stuff that came up in the week. Before we hop into said awesome stuff, this is going to be your chance to be aware, be warned that we're going to get into spoiler content. And if you don't want to have it happen, this is your chance with the terrible spoiler of the week.
Okay, so I just came up with one off the top of my head. So there's two versions of Full Metal Alchemist. I'm going to stick with the one that's on the Brotherhood side, the better version. At the end of the entire series, the main character gives up his power of alchemy to save his brother's life, to give him his body back.
It's a rough spoiler. I mean, it's fair because it's been a long time.
But that's like spoiler.
That's
that's you can now no longer watch 52 episode spoiler.
It's like 60 something, but it's okay.
But I think that actually happens in the regular show too, right?
I actually don't remember. It's been too far removed since I've seen the original version.
I'm pretty sure. But either way, that was a real damn spoiler. But for
You spoiled the first one.
But for spoilers,
by the way, what's in Aaron's basement is...
for spoilers that are relevant to this week's news, you've been warned. We are moving forward with best and worst news of the week. Every week we'll talk about what we each individually felt was the best and worst news of the week, and we'll vote on it. That's it. And typically we go round table starting with worst first. But I don't think that we need to have a round table discussion on what each of us thought. We all know the worst news of this week, and probably the worst news, pop culture wise anyway, of 2018 with the passing of Stan the Man Lee. I mean, he was an icon, not just a Marvel comic book icon, but an icon for nerds, geeks, fandoms everywhere. He had such a big influence just on the way the world works today as far as the media that we absorb and how we get it. I mean, from books to movies, television shows. He spawned a lot of things along with several other key people like Jack Kirby, who definitely was a huge partner in all of that. But
Steve Ditko. Yeah,
Steve Ditko, those guys, I mean, they were pioneers, and it's sad that we don't have any of those guys left. So...
Yeah, I think, we don't do this very often, but I think, just kind of take a moment and just kind of reflect on what Stanley has done for the world and, to kind of honor.
Yeah, let's go ahead and give ourselves and our audience just a moment of silence. So, yeah, I mean, rough bit of news there.
Yeah, it was just shy of turning 96. And he didn't just influence, he revolutionized what we see as far as pop culture coming together as a fandom and just as a creator of it, not just, characters, but worlds and universes in it. And it's crazy to see that, and I saw something online on Facebook that showed one of his interviews, probably in the last 5 years, that he is still just kind of wowed and amazed at what people have done with his creation to create even bigger, vast worlds. Because if you look at the MCU and what it's done over the last almost 11 years, it's created its own universe from where it came from in the comics, and he's still truly kind of wowed by that factor. He's very humble about it in all of his interviews, and it's just crazy to see that one person or two people's idea can branch so far, and it's still growing to this day.
Yeah, I mean, the thing I think to really realize about guys like Kirby and Ditko and and Stan Lee is that they did this before A, it was popular,
Yeah.
and B, it was worth your time money wise. When they were making comics in those days, they weren't rich people. It was like being a podcast or YouTube creator today. Like, you're not making much money, you're barely making ends meet. Marvel and DC, those were not big time companies making big time money. Even in the 90s, Marvel was on the brink of bankruptcy. I'm not sure if many of you knew that. That's why all of their movie properties and rights are scattered to the movie industry winds. So he did this from passion, from his love for the craft and for storytelling and being creative. And I think that speaks volumes to someone when you're doing it because you love it and not because you're gaining anything monetarily.
Yeah. Just wanted to give something to the world, and just from the bottom of my heart, and I think the hearts of all of us, thank you, Stan Lee.
Yeah, absolutely.
Excelsior.
Cool. So, best news of the week. What do you got? I think you started off this time, JG.
Yep. So, my best news, and there was a couple different things that I thought about, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna stick with this one. So I gotta read this. I need to get this name right. Hidetaka Miyazaki. I'm sorry if I said that wrong. He's the Dark Souls creator, and he won the Lifetime Achievement Award at the Golden Joystick Awards that were in place in London this past week. To get a Lifetime Achievement Award, that's a big deal in itself, but most people who create a universe or a game or create a studio, they have to do something that is more revolutionary or game-changing. And what Demon Souls and Dark Souls and what From Software did was they changed how we look at dungeon crawler, action-adventure like games. And then he changed how we look at difficult games now, because games, like we got The Surge, we got Lords of the Fallen, we've got a couple different games that kind of piggyback off of the Dark Souls formula. And you don't really get that often where someone makes a game and now let's take all those ideas from that and spin our own.
Well, I mean, you got PUBG. Everybody stole from PUBG.
I mean, yeah, with the Battle Royale. But it doesn't happen that often, right?
There's two.
Well, and how many years between the two games?
I'm just taking Garrett's role and joshing you, that's all.
What?
Yeah,
that's good. I mean, good for him. I'm glad that he's getting that accolade. That's awesome.
And you guys know I'm a big fan of the Soul series and what From Software is doing, and they got their next game coming out, hopefully in the next few months too. So
awesome, cool. My best news of the week is actually not exactly new, but it's new to me, and it's something that I guess
I haven't seen it. It's new to me.
Yeah, it kind of is. Something I guess I could have looked at a while ago, but I recently I listen to a lot of podcasts, but I also listen to a lot of audiobooks. I've been binging just audiobook after audiobook. Then I jumped back into a lot of different podcasts. And I had thought, okay, it's time to hop back into Critical Role. I'd finished Campaign 1 a while ago. I listened to like the first 3 or 4 of
Campaign 2.
Campaign 2. So I hopped back into that. And right at the end of Campaign 1, going into Campaign 2, is when Geek and Sundry partnered with Twitch. And of course, the team on Critical Role popped out their D&D Beyond app. I'm not sure if it had been around for a bit before that, but that's when they started sponsoring it and really driving it heavily. So they're marketing the crap out of that thing every episode.
Yeah, there.
And I'm like I'm on the poo, taking a poo, and I'm kind of like
on the loo.
All right, D&D Beyond. I hear it in my ears. I'm listening. And I'm like, okay, let me pop it up. And I opened it, downloaded the app. Some problems with that. Won't get into it. Then I went to the website, which is where you actually can make your character creations and your campaigns. It is by far, no question, and I've used a lot of apps. I've used Fight Club 3.5, 5e. I've used other apps. It is by far the best way to create your character easily, quickly, customizably. Be able to share that with your DM, who would then have access to it in his or her campaign to see it at live almost. So I can see your hit points. I can see your spells. It also stops cheaters who are saying they have spells or slots they don't actually have. And it was just the most concise, easy way. I mean, I don't know how many times, like, okay, roll for a dex saving throw, and something, okay, what do I add? My proficiency? Do I have, what's my armor? It's all easy to see. It is the best app I have ever seen to play D&D. I highly recommend it if you're playing now. DMs, it's a great tool. You can literally have every player's character in your campaign. You can add notes to your campaign that are visible for your entire campaign list. You can type things, they can see it in a chat. You can also have private notes that they can't see. Here's the thing that really sold me. I know I'm gonna finish it up, but I make a lot of custom weapons, custom gear. I don't typically use the stuff in the player's handbook or other guides. I make my own homebrews. You can design your own homebrews. It makes it work correctly. So if it's +2 to damage, it'll pop up with the weapon. You can add those weapons to your campaign and literally just put it in their inventory. So you don't have to have a piece of paper.
That's
you don't have to have anything.
cool.
All the things you type, right? All the things you make, you just make it, give it to them because you have access to their character sheet's inventory, and boom, they've got it. It is beautiful. I'm done.
By the way, we are not paid or sponsored by D&D Beyond. We'd love to be, but I do want to stress that, and I'm sure it is a great service. I have not personally gotten to it yet, but I do hear quite a lot about it.
If we get our old campaign started, or if you had some time for the one I'm running with Vivi, definitely you'd have to use that app. Right? Not only because you would definitely love it, but it just makes it easier for us to communicate. Yeah.
Okay. Are you DMing in that campaign?
Yeah, I'm DMing this campaign. Okay. So I'd love for you to be a part of when Peak is down. I think you probably have some time.
Hopefully. We'll see.
This is once a week, but yeah, it's great. So cool.
All right. So my best news that came out this week, Devil May Cry is getting a Netflix anime adaptation by the creator that is making the Castlevania series on Netflix, which has been doing phenomenal and a great job. So very excited to see what they can do with Dante and hopefully Virgil. I'd love to see Virgil in this show. I'm sure we will. But I'm excited for Netflix to make a Devil May Cry anime.
You know, they can do whatever they want with that, and it'd probably be beautiful.
I think it'll be great. So I'm excited for that.
As long as it's not live action, I'm fine.
I don't know if I heard correctly, but I saw that.
Did.
Okay, it's a shared universe.
Yeah, so they have announced that Adi Shankar, who was producing the Castlevania series for Netflix, he's doing this one, Devil May Cry, and yes, it will be a shared universe. So they haven't specifically stated how that's going to come into play, but in some way, shape, or form, Castlevania and Devil May Cry, at least in this Netflix universe, are linked. That is cool.
Would really like to see Dante team up with a Belmont.
That'd be interesting. Maybe,
an Alucard.
Maybe he'll be a Belmont. Who knows? I don't
Dante
know.
Belmont.
Who knows?
That would ruin a lot of the Dante lore.
Yeah, possibly. Okay.
Sparta Belmont.
How to time to vote. Time to vote.
Okay. So for best lifetime achievement, I remember.
Yeah.
I almost asked. D&D Beyond is kind of winning me over. I do like the Dark Souls series. I'm not too fond. I don't play too much of it myself, and it's great that they won an achievement for it. But D&D Beyond sounds like a great service and one I would personally use. Yeah.
Another cool little thing is a DM because you have to like subscribe to be able to like share. Not share. I'm sorry. You can look at everyone else's homebrews that they've published, and you can then add those to your own campaign if you'd like to. Yeah, and you can add those things or tweak them if you want. You can like save a copy and tweak it. But cool. Let's say because you can use the D&D Beyond app to purchase like all the books digitally if you'd like to. If I do that and I am subscribing to that service, anyone in my campaign also gets access to all the books I own at any time on the app. They can read through, and then all of their character options for subclasses, races, feats, they also have access to those. Cool thing about that, you can have up to 12 people in a campaign. You have 3 campaigns. That means 36 people, if they're all different each campaign, can have access to all your content. It's brilliant.
It's like it's a virus.
Right?
A good one, but a virus.
Yeah. So,
How to play D&D, episode 101.
Yep. Well,
that's the podcast 101.
Yeah, it's working. All right, time to vote. So what do you got?
Yeah, I should have went first, but that's okay. I don't play D&D,
you should have gone first,
and I'm sure it's a great, awesome feature, but I'm going to stick with Garrett's. I'm going to vote for Garrett's.
Okay.
Because that is really cool. I was actually really excited when I saw it.
Nice. I feel the same way. The Castlevania mixed with Devil May Cry, and just Devil May Cry getting a Netflix series is great. So it gets my vote as well.
Yay.
So cool. That's a win for Garrett. Best news of the week. So good job, man.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, it is time for main topic, correct?
Yes.
Main topic. So this week we heard the interesting news that Sony has already announced they will not be a part of E3 2019. This is happening, and they actually got rid of PSX last year. They're not even having their own event this year. So I thought this was interesting news and kind of sad.
I definitely feel it's sad. I think I may have an inkling on why they don't have a PSX this year, as well as why they're backing on the V3 next year.
Pray tell.
I don't think they have much to show left for PS4. I think most of what we've seen are games that are coming out already. We know about Days Gone. We know about Last of Us Part 2. What else do they have to show? I think they're just kind of preparing for the next step, the next generation.
That's a theory that's pretty popular amongst people as the internet right now as to why they wouldn't be going to E3 2019. But just taking a year off, even if you have nothing new to show as far as new content, like completely new IPs or another sequel, that's a lot of risk where you're not going to have your product in the mind share of consumers during the biggest point of the year where everyone is looking and waiting for things.
But how many times can you show the same Last of Us clip, the same Days Gone, and spend all that money to have the event space and to move all your stuff there when you aren't showing anything new?
Well, it seems to be working for Death Stranding. It was working for them, so...
Death Stranding is coming out next year, maybe?
I guarantee.
Do we even have a date?
No, but all it takes is you to show a trailer to get people hyped up again.
Right.
Last of Us 2, like last year's trailer, when they actually showed gameplay of you out in the field as Ellie, like that was a big deal. They haven't shown Joel yet. All you have to do is do a Joel reveal, and that'll floor people. But then I agree with you, to your point, you have to have more than that. Like, what else are they gonna have that's either in the back burner? Like, they haven't really shown off what the next new game is that we're waiting for besides Last of Us and Death Stranding.
Okay, so that kind of how you feel as well, partnering with Garrett on that theory.
Yeah, because when I did my PlayStation experience episode on my channel, I was kind of steering towards why don't they have PSX, and that was one of the couple reasons. Also, it's not even just the money thing. Like, do they want to share that space, or do they want to do their own type of, like, Nintendo has their Direct that's offsite. Maybe Sony will do their own event where they don't have to share that space with Microsoft or any other third party.
You mean like
developers.
PSX?
No, I'm talking about like more like a Direct, like not a separate event. Like EA now took their stuff inside of the convention center and put it outside. As far as their like event. Their EA Live or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, well, this is happening for a lot of companies, right? EA is not a part of it. Nintendo, although they have floor space where they show game, which I imagine Sony would still do, they wouldn't have a giant, convention or a giant keynote speech. Bethesda, well, they still have one, actually. They had a keynote speech last year.
Well, I'm saying it's like their own. Like, they have it on Sundays. It's like off the show floor away from...
No, but Bethesda had a keynote speech, though. They had a whole hall rented for a keynote speech. Whereas... EA, Nintendo, they're just out, Okay. Microsoft, they had a keynote speech, but they put most of their stuff in the Microsoft Theater. They barely had anything on the show floor.
Forza.
I don't think that's the reason. I think there is a reason. I'm going to come to it, but I don't think that's gonna work for me, just because they're not going to take a year off of marketing themselves. They're not going to go, well, we're just not going to say anything. And also, I can't believe that after the success that they've had with the PS4, they would have nothing ready. Like, they don't have any new IPs that we don't know about. Nah. They for sure got new IPs coming. We just don't know. Or new sequels. So you're not going to tell me they're not working on God of War 2?
I mean, they're absolutely working on it, but
they may not be ready to show it, perhaps.
Yeah.
But they're if they wanted, they're not working on another Last of Us. I mean, I'm sorry, Uncharted for sure.
No, his story's done.
Revamping Sly, revamping Ratchet and Clank. It's clear that they're not letting those franchises go, right?
Yeah.
Now might be a great time to bring back Crash Bandicoot after the trilogy. You know what I mean? Like, I refuse to believe that Sony is just doing nothing. They're Microsofting it up and not having anything ready to go for the next set.
By the way, Microsoft does say we can't wait to see you guys at E3 2019.
So they shot out a quick tweet right after that
Same
announcement.
day,
yeah, whatever.
Petty.
So I think it's a different reason. I think the return on investment is what's really lacking now, and I think Nintendo was the first one to really realize this, that you don't need to have E3 as a platform for you to shout out your games, your content from the rafters to get your community and people surrounding it to pay attention. And we've talked about this, I think, actually during our E3 2018 discussion where there's so many games that like one or two stand out, and even great games, they just they just for whatever reason don't hit like the internet buzz. They just get drowned out and they just fall to the bottom.
Yeah, by the big stuff that everyone's looking forward to.
Yeah, absolutely. It sucks. But E3 used to be where you had to go to get your product out there. So, the community would know about it. So reviewers and news outlets would hear about it. Journalists would play the game and discuss it. You don't need to do that anymore. Like, you can throw up a beta. You can throw up an alpha. You can easily make it so, hey, here's a code so only the people that we want to play online can play. If you want to have an event, you can just have a direct as Nintendo has showed. I think people are, again, keying off Nintendo and saying, I don't have to spend, like you talked about money, I think. I don't have to spend, or you did $500,000 to show up here, bring all this equipment to get my game noticed. I can go directly to who really matters, the gamer, the consumer. I don't have to come here and do this. I think that's what it is.
And you know what's crazy? If you look at what Nintendo has done the last couple of years, they'll have their own direct and they'll have their stuff off the show floor, and then they just have their rental space where they show off all the games beyond the trailer, and they just have your attention for the whole 15 hours that they're on the show floor with their Treehouse event. And I think that's what Sony might consider doing.
I'm actually kind of sad in this direction that things are going. Where, I mean, E3 started with a couple of dudes in the garage, and it's gone to this each year, gotten bigger and bigger and bigger, and now we're starting to see it shrink and shrink and shrink again.
Well, there's a lot of speculation to that, and some of it we already know is fact. So the ESA, the group that runs E3 and other conventions, they have been charging more and more exorbitant rates for the show floor space during their show, which makes it very difficult to pay for that for smaller companies. And the bigger ones, again, they're looking at the return on investment. Why am I going to spend so much money? And it's just not worth it, which is why you did see Sony have an event, PSX, which is why you see, I think, Microsoft have their XO18, which is why Nintendo said, screw you guys, we're just going home.
We're just gonna do our thing. We're just gonna have puppets. People like puppets.
Yeah, but it is,
those are cool puppets.
It is definitely sad. You're right. It's the end of an era. But also I think this was coming no matter what. Like, in the point of a convention, in my opinion, a gaming convention, any convention is for you to enjoy your community, to see things you may not be able to see, to experience things you may not be able to experience, panels, discussing things with creators, maybe some purchases. But that's not happening at E3. I mean, we've all been to Comic-Cons, we've all been to PSX, we've been to E3, all of us several times. At those other events, not E3, that's what you get. You get panels, you get to talk to creators, and
you have gift shops.
Yeah, you have
artist
gift shops.
gallery.
There's live events where you'll hear people. Luke Cage came out, and what the heck is his name?
With Stan Lee.
Yeah, with Stan Lee. And we saw him on stage talking about the upcoming Luke Cage film, and things like that popped up. You can buy stuff. You can talk with people. E3 is not that. Yeah. E3 is let's stand in line to get a chance to play a game for 5 minutes and put it online.
Well, the big thing about E3, it was never about that because consumers couldn't go to E3. It was all journalists, media, if you were in the gaming industry. Now, in the last 2 years, they've opened it up to the public, which gives them access, which the show wasn't about that in the beginning.
Well, no, I disagree. I mean, let's be real. We've all been I think all of us have been at least 3 times, probably more than that, each of us. This was before the era where consumers could just buy a ticket and go. You had to have a way in, either by working in the industry or being a journalist or something like that. Even in those times, what was it really about? It was still really about just trying to get in and play a game. It was never about interacting. It was never about seeing panels. There were no panels. Yeah. If there were, they were smaller ones that we were not invited to. You had to be in a very specific group of journalists to do that.
Yeah.
So I think the issue now is that the journalists are the companies and the journalists, the real journalists are not liking it. They decided to open it up to consumers to pay because they started losing those other people,
the big companies,
and put their word out.
And these last 2 years, the consumers are not making up the difference from what they lost.
No.
So then, I think, would you guys rather have E3 just disappear, or would you rather have it change into a convention where there are panels and there are that kind of gift shop kind of thing or interactivity?
I think it'd be
And-
cool if they have that. I don't think there's enough space to add that, and I don't think we're gonna have enough people come out that are going to want to sit on panels.
Well, what I'm getting at is with E3 and all these companies leaving E3, they're going to have to change their format. They can't keep having, the same kind of exclusivity or even just, $500 a ticket or a badge or whatever
Right.
Stupid.
to wait in line or anything. They have to change their approach here because Sony's not coming, Nintendo's not coming. Microsoft's kind of have their foot in between because
Right.
with their new XO18, I'm sure maybe they won't be at
Yeah.
E3 2020.
Yeah, and again, most of their games were in the Microsoft theater. It wasn't even in the LA Convention Center last year.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think E3 as a format needs to change.
So what was your options? You
Is
said-
either it just kind of disappear and be a thing of the past, or for it to change into a more Comic-Con friendly thing.
I think Gary or say I think Josh was right. I don't think that it can change and survive. It just that format doesn't work. I don't think necessarily gamers are the same as, let's say, the comic book or the animation industry or anime where they want to have those kind of panels. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know if there's ever been a convention that has done that. But I personally think that I would like to see that change. I would like, honestly, here's what I would want in 30 seconds. I would like for them to remove the game playing. No gameplays on the floor. Keep that in the back with the big time journalists. The USA Weekly, the Fox, IGN, like big companies.
Super
like
Co-op
that.
Squad.
Maybe one day. Just because let's just be honest, we're not at the same level as them. We don't have the same viewership. And for everyone else, have panels. Have the Treehouse Live event, which is where literally Nintendo just has a Treehouse little area and they just talk about upcoming games. Have panels just like you would at Comic-Con or Comikaze or anything like that, where people can sit down and have, I don't know, an insert
Q&As
creator.
and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Insert creator or voice actor, insert developers or
Matt Mercer.
that'd be awesome. Like insert those type of things. People talking about how they came up with a character or the design or things like that. I think would be the best way to do it, and remove the thing about the games trying to get played, because that's where I think it failed. Where you had 5-hour line for games, bro. Like I had to wait in a no joke 4-hour line to play Smash Brothers this year. Like, yes, I'm happy to play Smash.
But then it was not worth a 5-minute gameplay on a 4-minute wait.
Right. I played 2 matches.
Free for all.
Yeah, exactly.
With items.
Free fall.
Were there items?
Yeah,
I
there's
didn't
always
even-
items. Yeah.
I didn't even have a GameCube controller.
Oh.
But yeah, that part of it I think is not the essence of a convention, because it doesn't promote the community aspect. It detracts. I'm not there to talk to anyone. I'm just trying to get my ass in the line the fastest I can, get out and go somewhere else.
The early access beta with extra Disneyland long lines. But sorry, real quick. But to what you want to do, Nintendo's the closest to doing that, because in the last couple of years, their Treehouse event, they actually have couches in front so people can actually just chill there and like watch. It's not exactly the same, but it's the closest thing to it right now.
I see your point. They're moving towards that, I guess. But having 5 couches with 300 people is just not.
Oh, of course. You just expand on it.
Yeah.
When John, you had mentioned that you don't know if there is a convention like this, a video game a video game con, something like that. Joshua, the retro gaming event that was at Frankensons.
Yeah, the Retro Game Expo.
Yeah, would you say that's something sort of like that, like a gaming kind of convention? There were a lot of people trading and selling games, that kind of thing, like old school and all that. There were side tournaments.
Oh yeah, it's awesome if you ever get to go, and they have it this year. They have it in Portland.
With that Street Fighter backdrop.
Oh, you like that?
It was cool.
No, yeah. So that's actually a good bring up, because it is a big mixture. Because Frankensons out here is a big collectible show where you can buy, sell, and trade, whether it be baseball cards, anime,
Figures,
anything
all kinds
pop
of stuff.
culture.
They're not affiliated with GameStop. Buy, sell, trade. They're not GameStop. Trust me, it's much better.
Oh yeah. So it's pretty much like its own community, and for these events, they have people that come around to sell their own product. They buy their own space. Buy, sell, trade. People set up like arcade cabinets so you can play games there. They have different backdrops so you can play pictures. They have different panels and events.
There's a really cool store called Ageless Geeks.
I think that's just that is awesome. It's not that it's not awesome, but at the scope that E3 is, it's not possible. Like I think it has to focus on panels, Q&A discussions, showcasing content like that, so that many people can be involved without having to waste their time. I'm just saying, like, if you have 45,000 people at an event, you cannot have like play my game or go stand in this line
Can't do both.
Stand in this line to then get into a little room with 100 chairs where I play the game and show you, and then file you out, and then another 100 people come in. It can't be that.
I don't like those.
Yeah, but that's kind of what I was saying or thinking, is that the format has to change. It can't be the E3 that we know.
No, it cannot.
If it keeps shrinking like this.
Yeah, so I guess to get back to your real question is, yes, I want it to change, and that's the change I'd like. I don't want it to go away, but they can't be, let me play a bunch of games. It's just the floor space is not big enough. There's too many people, and you can't make it exclusive any longer to just journalists, because there's no need for that.
Yeah.
The companies don't need to do that to get their product. I don't need to I don't need to show journalists my stuff and hope that they represent it. I'll just show you a video online.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I think digital, it has changed how they can push out content, because before you couldn't, like, YouTube wasn't a popular thing where you, like, if you wanted to watch E3, you watched it on G4.
Right.
Like, that's pretty much it.
G4 Tech
You had
TV.
one or two gaming channels to watch coverage, and then that's it. You have to wait for the news articles.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
Now you just flip a switch on Twitch, and then it's just, everything is there. So
Do you think this will be like a mass exodus? Like, now Sony's out, Nintendo's clearly out. Is this the beginning of the end?
I'm thinking
It's
this is
close.
the beginning.
I think there'll be some type of massive overhaul, or they'll just skip a year entirely, and then
Sony?
No,
E3. I
E3.
think E3 will just not be around. Like, see, but here's the thing. I think after this year, we're gonna reach the next generation of gaming, and then Sony will come back, Nintendo will do its thing, and Microsoft will just.
I disagree. I don't think E3 will take time off. I think it'll become something for third-party companies to go to only, because it still makes sense for smaller companies. Like, if you're at a big show and your game, like, imagine if Dead Cells, this small little indie game, goes to E3 and it just blows up because everyone loves it.
Yeah.
That's huge for
Yeah.
them. They could never just put their video online or host a direct and get 500,000 people watching.
I think they did like a Kickstarter.
I
think Dead Cells was a Kickstarter game.
Wow.
Yeah. So,
but yeah, I mean, that's just an example. But there's nothing they could do to get a viewership like Nintendo Directs. They couldn't. They have to go to these trade shows.
I don't think it'll be E3. I think it'll just be a smaller convention, because I think in the mid '90s they did remove E3 for an entire year.
I don't know about that.
Then
I
it
have
made
to
a
check.
comeback.
But E3, I don't think will go away. It'll be a shell of its former self. Big players will step aside and not do it, because even 2 years with the next gen coming, why do I have to? If I can rent a convention center anywhere and just host a keynote speech. I don't need to use E3.
Yeah.
Like the event is bigger than E3. Like, if Microsoft announces the Xbox 2 or whatever stupid name they're gonna have next year or 2 years from now, people are gonna go learn about it. They're not gonna go, well, it didn't happen at E3, I'm not interested. They're gonna just go watch it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Yep.
And that was almost the downfall of the Xbox.
What?
People just watching it, and then it's just like, I'm not gonna support them.
Oh, well, I mean, their content, I guess, yeah. Cool. Well, that's our thoughts on Sony and E3, I guess, and kind of the jeopardy that it's in. Let us know what you think. Hit us up with some comments or a tweet or email, and we'd love to hear your opinion. It is time for Gamer Trivia. So every week, two of us go head-to-head in a best-of-3 trivia contest. The winner stays and plays next week. The loser makes next week's trivia for you to enjoy either way. So good luck in Gamer Trivia. All right. I believe Garrett took out Joshua. That's correct? Correct?
Yep,
Yes.
and that's Spiral Trivia.
Yes.
All right. So this is Garrett versus Johnny. Johnny versus Garrett.
This will be my third. If I
This will
get
be a
this.
third? Nice.
Go
Nice.
for that 3P.
Good luck, my friend. All right, Joshua, what do you have for us?
So, we already talked about kind of the worst news, Stanley's passing. So I kind of wanted to do a little homage, however you want to say it. I got some Stanley
Neither of those were correct.
homage.
That was wrong.
Homage.
You're out. 3 strikes, bro.
I know how to say it. Some
I
homage.
don't think you did. You still said it wrong.
Omelette du fromage.
I said it right the third time. We're going to do some Stanley trivia.
All right. Okay.
So,
Johnny might have me on this one.
we'll
see.
You
I
may
don't
or may
think
not
so.
know what it is. So, you
Stanley
guys,
trivia.
Yep. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Question number 1. Which of these characters was Stan Lee not a creator or co-creator of? Okay. A. Captain America. B. The Punisher. C. Wolverine. Or D. All of the above. All right, I have Johnny's Manser.
I am a man. It is my answer.
Your answer, and I have Garrett's Manser, so I guess because I said
That doesn't work.
it. What?
You mean Wanser.
All right, Garrett, you said C,
Sorry, buddy.
and Johnny, you said it was D.
That's correct.
See, every time, I always think when someone puts in all of the above, like, okay, this time it's a trick.
Yeah.
It's the answer every single time.
It's D.
So, Garrett, you said Wolverine. Johnny, you said all of the above. The correct answer is D.
Yeah.
Stan Lee did not create or co-create Captain America, Punisher, or Wolverine.
I knew he didn't Wolverine.
Yeah, I knew Wolverine. I knew Captain America. So when he said Captain
Yeah.
America, I'm like, okay, A. I didn't know Punisher. I'm like, I don't know. So it all depends on C. Then, so yeah.
Okay.
Johnny with the default.
Yeah.
All right, that's a point for Johnny.
Thank you.
And incorrect answer for Garrett. Score is 1-0. So going on to question number 2. Stan Lee's debut to comics was being a part of which character's comic book? Is it A, Captain Marvel? Was it B, Captain America? Is it C, Black Terror? Or is it D, Jack Frost?
I don't know if I understood the question.
So Stan Lee's first debut into comics, he assisted in which comic book?
Okay.
Which is based on the character. A, Captain Marvel. B, Captain America. C, Black Terror. Or D, Jack Frost.
I don't actually know this one.
Sure, you'll be fine.
I'm pretty sure I'll get this wrong.
I have Garrett's answer. And I'm sure Johnny's is coming up sometime in the future.
It's sending.
I told you it would have been easy if you just got your phone.
Yep. I can still get that phone if you want. It's up to you.
We'll wait until after we get this one.
There it goes.
There it goes. I got Johnny's answer. Garrett, you said C, Black Terror.
Uh-huh.
Do you know who Black Terror is?
Nope.
Johnny, do you know who Black Terror is?
Nope.
Okay, cool. Johnny, you said B, Captain America, my favorite Marvel character. The correct answer is B,
Yeah,
Captain America.
I knew that was one of the first Marvel things that he worked on. I wasn't sure if it was the first ever.
It is the debut. Cool. So that is another point for Johnny. 2 on Johnny, 0 on Garrett.
Yep. Yep, looking pretty rough for
It's okay.
old Gare.
No.
Old Gear Bear.
We got a fun fact here.
All right.
All right, so everyone knows the famous quote from Spider-Man, which is kind of an altered version of the original quote, which is
My spider sense is tingling.
No, not that one.
Uncle Ben.
Your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
No.
Still, no.
Mary Jane.
Aunt May.
Spider sting.
You just hit the jackpot, Tiger.
No, it's none of those. It's none of those. It's with
He's
great...
a menace.
Okay, all right, we get it.
Jonah. Shut up, Jonah. With great power, there must be... Oh, I'm sorry. With great... What?
Okay, go. You better get this right.
It says, well, this is the quote. The original quote's, with great power, there must also come great responsibility. That's like the original quote in the comics.
Fair enough.
They've altered it a little bit for the New Age stuff. So that came from his Spider-Man coming... Oh, I can't even read my own writing. Spider-Man's
It's
comic,
text, too.
Amazing Fantasy number 15.
Like, it's not handwritten. It's
I can't read my own typing. This Times New Roman font is so hard to read.
damn it. Why did I use Comic Sans?
Nah, I use that gibberish symbol stuff.
Why
you
am
can't
I
even
using
recognize.
Calabri?
Okay,
It's
all right.
italicized. That's
All
why.
right,
Couldn't
okay.
read that slant. No, that quote was from the Spider-Man comic Amazing Fantasy number 15, which debuted in 1962.
Cool.
So
Man.
that quote is like forever old. Sorry, we good?
Oh yeah, we're
Are
fine.
you good?
I'm good.
You can't read text
We-
on a screen.
Hey, don't act like you ever butchered something you read. I'm gonna call you on the speed run. You butchered something. Just keep it going. Keep it going. Number 3. He's only having a good time because he's winning.
That's not true.
I'm losing. I'm having a great time.
Thanks. All right. Question number 3. Not including cartoons or animation, how many cameo appearances has Stan Lee made in film and TV.
Oh my God, dude. Okay.
Okay. Keyword is cameo appearances. A, 40 or less. You ready for the rest? B, between 41 and 50. C, between 51 and 60. Or D, over 60 cameos. Yeah, it's one of those questions. Keep on laughing at me. Stings now, don't it?
And this is not including cartoon or animation.
Correct. Yeah. Hurts laughing all the time. Huh?
No. Feels just fine.
I'm just gonna go with this one because that's all I've been doing.
All right. I have Garrett's answer, and I have Johnny Mac's answer
It's
coming
sending.
up sometime in the future.
It's coming.
Again,
It's coming.
we waiting for it.
5 minutes later.
Oh, okay, I got you. So Garrett, you said C, between 51 and 60 cameos.
Yeah, I've been going C this whole time.
Yes,
So
it's a
we'll see
trend.
what happens. One of them's bound to be right, maybe.
Johnny, you said D. He made over 60 cameo appearances between TV and film.
I mean, I'm just guessing here. He's been in a bunch of stuff. Like, I just gotta imagine.
He's
has
been alive
in
for a
bunch.
long time.
Yep. And he's been doing this for a long time too. So the correct answer is D. It is over 60 cameo appearances.
Okay, as long as you don't screw me with some kind of question about like name every character that he's ever had a hand in,
We'd be here for a while.
we would. And I know many of them, so there I think I'd beat Garrett, but who knows?
So it's 3-0 on you, Johnny. And now I have another fun fact, real quick before the salty sudden. So Stan Lee's catchphrase "Excelsior" means ever upward, and it was, it might still be, the motto for the state of New York.
That's cool.
I did not know that.
Is he from New York?
I don't know.
Okay.
That could have been a question.
Okay. Well, you guys know what to do in this salty sudden death. You have a certain amount of points. You can bet as many points as you like. If you get the correct answer, you get 2 points. If you get it
All
wrong,
right, look at me. I know how it goes.
Look at the camera. Don't look at me.
you lose that many points. I have Johnny's bet. Sorry, I'm just more gravitated towards looking at you. Did you send your bet?
I was gonna say
You-
nothing.
you-
Yeah, no.
You're not gonna send it. You're not gonna participate. You know I like participation points.
I get that, but I don't even have anything to participate with. So
Okay. So, the bonus question. Did you know that Stan Lee is not his original birth name? What is Stan Lee's first and last name as his legal birth name?
You know, it sucks too because I should know this. I really should know this, and
A few minutes later.
Finally. All right, let's do this. So, Garrett,
all right,
You
so
said-
always start with me. That's why I've been getting these wrong because that's just how it goes.
that's the reason?
Well, I mean, you always go the loser first because the winner said it right. Like I get the format. So.
just go with me first. I'm
You-
the challenger.
you-
I'm the challenger. Let's go.
You gave me the answer first. so
Yeah, but you
that's-
always start with mine
Because
first.
you gave me the answer first.
Just go.
So, Garrett, you said Stan Lee's real birth name is Frank Batowski.
No.
Mike Wazowski.
I know his first name was actually Stanley, and how he just took 2 pieces.
So that is incorrect.
Is it Stanley Batowski?
No, it's
Damn.
not. And Johnny, you said Stanley. I'm guessing it's pronounced Lieberman. Or is
Yeah.
it Lieber?
That sounds familiar.
It's not correct though.
It is not correct. The correct
sound
answer is Stanley Lieber.
Dang it, dude!
You were very close. You just take out those last 3 letters. You just added the man in Stanley Lieber.
I was right there though, baby.
He is the man, but not legally by last name. So, for the points, as you probably guessed,
I wonder how many Johnny bet.
Garrett, you had 0 points. You bet 0 points. You're at 0. Johnny, you had 3 points. You bet 1, 2, 3, 0 points. So
That's what I would have done if I had points.
that's what you did last week. Yeah, I'm bet 0. So you are this week's champion in trivia, Mr. Excelsior himself.
I'm happy to take this one. It feels nice.
Almost a clean
Man,
sweep.
I
Almost a clean sweep.
I almost had it.
Almost a perfect score.
Yeah.
Not a perfect score. He didn't bet anything.
Yeah, but I was on it with the name, real close. Cool. Well, that's a game of trivia. I doubt you beat me, but If, if you did, good. So hopefully you had fun at least, but you probably
Probably
didn't
hit
beat
that
me.
pause button, researched it up real quick.
That's cheating. If you're doing that, you're a cheater. I mean, still listen, but you're cheating. All right, cool. Let's move on. Let's keep this thing popping. All right, it's time for the speed run. So every week we break down 7 news stories or fun facts that didn't just make the list, just kind of missed it for a full segment. We give ourselves 1 minute per topic before moving on to the next one, finished or not. We gotta go fast.
We got so many pops.
Yeah, we do. In the speed run. Microsoft is rumored to be building a disc-less Xbox One console to release sometime in 2019.
I mean, my Xbox One's pretty much already discless. I
Yeah.
think the disk drive stopped working,
You can go
actually.
ahead and move that over so you can see now. Mine actually have problems as well. It was a problem with first generation Xbox One consoles. And honestly, you're correct. It does not matter at this point. We're at a point Microsoft is probably happy with where discs don't matter.
Yeah, I don't like this just because for me, a lot of the games that I happen to purchase digitally, those usually are more expensive than the physical copies when I buy them down the line. You're gonna buy a first party title for like $50 or $60. You can get it in a retail store for $25.
I mean, down the line, yeah, but like in that first 3 or 4 months, maybe not.
Yeah.
We still have 20 seconds.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
No,
that little. Okay,
I
you
forgot.
found it.
I forgot.
Yeah. That price better be low though. Like if you don't have a disc drive, they better be low. Because that means you can't play Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're saying closer to 200.
That's
Which it's
still too
almost
high.
it's almost at that already. It's
Yeah.
like 250, 300.
They're
so,
$199, I believe, this holiday.
yeah.
Next. Young Justice Outsiders has a new teaser and a new release date. The show we've all been waiting for is coming back January 4th on the DC Universe streaming service.
That's right around the corner. I'm so
That
excited.
is coming up. Now, do you have DC Universe streaming service?
No.
Then,
Let's just be real, people. Let's just be real. You're watching on YouTube. It's gonna be on YouTube.
I have no new
Johnny and I
service.
know you're gonna be getting it, so we'll just do the whole let me borrow it.
In
thing.
essence, we have it.
Yeah.
I mean, as a matter of fact, honestly, it makes sense. Like, you should really just cancel your Netflix and just keep Hulu. I'll add you to my Netflix. You add me to your Hulu, and you get DC Universe, and then we'll just swap all 3 and save each other $15-20 a month. Like,
Yeah,
why?
you gotta pitch in at some point.
Yeah, why are we not doing this? Why are we not doing this? I don't care what you're watching.
You can make your own. You can make your own profile.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Hulu-
yeah.
so
Don't mess with my
I will mess with
queue.
yours. You won't mess with
All
mine.
right, don't mess with my watch order.
Right.
I don't want to see that One Piece episode 639 has been added. We still don't know what the hell the One Piece is.
So why are we not doing this?
I don't know. We're very excited for Young Justice.
Yeah, Young Justice is gonna be great.
Next.
Sorry.
Netflix Castlevania producer Adi Shankar has acquired the rights to make a Devil May Cry series. Man, this is great news.
That's dope.
So that is really cool. We talked about at the top of the show with Garrett's best news of the week. Yeah, this is great. Netflix is doing it big, man. Like, there was a point where they were releasing a lot of content, and we were all like, "What the hell are you guys doing?" Like, it was garbage. A lot of it. A lot of it was garbage.
In the beginning.
Yeah. Well, they had a lot of good stuff, right? They had like House of Cards, Orange is the New Black, a few good shows that were popping, and then all of a sudden they were just like here's a bunch of shows.
They Nintendo Wii shovelware.
Shovelware.
But now they've figured it out. Like, they're putting on a lot of stuff, but it's hitting a lot more often.
Yeah, it's really cool actually.
Yeah.
So I'm glad to see video games get this treatment.
Yeah.
Get an anime going on, and good ones too. There was an old Devil May Cry anime series that kind of didn't make a lot of sense, but now we're hopefully in this Castlevania universe. It will be great.
Yeah,
I think it will be.
They're getting exclusive content with the
Next.
Insomniac Games has just released Sunset Overdrive on Windows 10 PC. Why are we talking about this?
I didn't care about this on the Xbox. I for sure don't care about it on PC.
I will say though that Sunset Overdrive is one of the most underrated titles on the Xbox One.
That's what you keep saying.
It is a really fun game. Just the aspect of skating around and like that kind of combat was, super fun. The weapons were very interesting, as Insomniac is wont to do with a lot of their games. I highly recommend playing it, especially since it should be on the cheap.
I believe it's on the Game Pass.
Then boom, you got no reason not to play it. $10 a month. I think you can get like a 3-month pass for $1. Like, like a buckaroo,
Right now, yeah. But I think what's good about
100 pennies.
what I think is good about this is a game that got lost on the console because it came out so early, and now people that don't have an Xbox or don't want to get an Xbox can play it on PC, which most PC gamers want to play Xbox games on PC.
20
Next.
locals.
That was quick, damn.
The U.S. Army is creating an esports team to help connect with younger people after hitting its lowest target recruitment numbers in over 10 years.
I mean, I don't really have much to say on this. I don't know if that's necessarily the best way to get recruitment numbers up. I would say probably the best way to do it, that I see, is pay these people who are giving their time and their
Sacrificing.
lives. Yes, there we go. Thank you. Sacrificing their lives, their time, to supporting our country. Maybe pay them better, better benefits for their family, better time off, better options for when they come out of the military, because a lot of our veterans don't have that. That's probably the better way to get people to want to join the military. You know, they put a lot of time into their service. They deserve to have some compensation after the fact.
I mean, that's just a couple of ideas that you could just maybe mull around or something like
It might
that.
influence my children one day if they're getting paid a fair wage and also having some options coming out of the military.
But no, we need to see how their Fortnite team's gonna do.
Right, let's support them playing video games. That's probably the better option.
Yeah,
It's
because
cheaper.
That's if they got a great Fortnite team, everyone's gonna want to be a part of it.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
This is not the way to. Next.
Nintendo's Reggie Fils-Aimé says that Metroid Prime 4 is well in development.
This is a thumbs down for Reggie, not for Metroid. I'm not a fan of Reggie that much.
Damn.
I don't know why.
'cause he's
I
taller than
also
you.
don't know why you're not a fan of Reggie. He's done nothing wrong.
He hasn't done
All he
any-
does is bring good
No,
news.
actually, he does not bring good games. He brings nothing.
I said
He
he
said
brings
good
good
news.
news.
Oh, okay.
He's a
Like,
speaker.
he's a hype-
for an
What
ad.
has Reggie? Yeah, what has Reggie done for Nintendo?
He's hyped. He's hyped
His
the hell
body
out
is
of
ready.
America. Yeah, he's great for memes.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, we'll see if Metroid actually comes to a console.
We know it will. Just well in development. Does that mean like they're on a steady pace?
It means the same exact thing as Sony says about the Final Fantasy VII remake. Oh, sorry, Square.
Well,
Because they said the same exact
actually
thing
they did
this week.
This week, yeah. It means we're doing good, guys. It's
It's
coming.
well in development.
It's coming.
That means nothing.
It means
It
absolutely
means we're
nothing.
still working on it.
And
Nope.
One more.
oh,
Square Enix has just started working on a new unannounced AAA project slated to release on the PlayStation 5.
so is it well in development?
It's probably Kingdom Hearts 3. I mean,
It
It-
probably
a
no
new
it's
unannounced
probably
AAA
Kingdom
project.
Hearts 3.2 589 days over the recoded
Final Mix Edition.
final mix.
I don't know what this is going to be. I mean, most likely this is
Bison.
going to be some sort of RPG. That's really their bread and butter there.
Yeah, their forte.
Yeah.
I hope it's turn-based.
That would be
I miss
great.
turn-based.
I mean,
Octopath, man.
I miss turn-based. That's good.
Octopath is fun and good, but it definitely is lacking in comparison to some of the old school like Chrono Triggers or Golden Sun. or,
Yeah.
you know, even Final Fantasies. I don't know what this is going to be. I just hope it's not anything like Final Fantasy 15.
I would disagree with you there. I would be very happy with another Final Fantasy 15, which sadly lost like.
It's time.
And
Yep. All right. Well, that's our speed run, ladies and gents. We are moving on. It is time for Name the Game. Joshua's also hosting Name the Game.
I got all the homework this week.
Yeah. So we have
Uh-huh.
3 games, 2 competing hosts, and 1 correct answer with clues for each. So use your wits, match the clues, name the game. That was a ghost or something. I don't know.
How's that font treating you, Johnny?
It's good.
All right, you froze there a little bit.
I did. Good luck. Sorry.
yeah, see if I can get one win today.
This is
That's
always the one
Oh, did
I'm
I get
always-
skunked? Does that count as a skunking?
I think so. Yes.
All right, I got skunked.
Yeah.
cool. I'm gonna add that Pepe Le Pew in there.
I mean, it happens to all of us, right, Joshua?
Yep, too many times. All right, good luck. This is Name the Game 101. You might learn something today. First game, a fast-paced 2-player fighting game.
Dive kick.
No, I like that answer.
Damn.
What an awkward game that had a big hit.
Yeah, right. Out of nowhere, explosive.
Yeah. It was in the esports, like FGC.
Brawlhalla. I don't know.
No, incorrect. Name of the game is to win by knocking out your opponent.
Super Smash Brothers stamina mode.
No.
Street Fighter Alpha.
No. Build up your meter to perform a special move that when it connects, it will instant KO your opponent.
PlayStation Battle All-Stars Battle Royale.
You know, I think that game has been guessed more than any game on this show ever.
Probably.
I think a lot of them are just throwaway guesses.
Yeah, that's true.
And all those guesses were by Garrett.
But still, that game has been said probably every single show.
Maybe.
No, that is incorrect. But that also was a good guess.
What
the
was
only
that
way
last
to play
clue?
that game.
Was that last clue?
Build up your meter to perform a special move that when it connects, it will instantly KO.
Tatsunoko vs. Capcom?
No. Made by the creators of Fight Night.
That was a Fight Night
Knockout Kings?
boxing game.
No.
Ready to Rumble.
No. A cartoony boxing game. The other one, Garrett.
You had to have watched to see what Garrett did to be laughing with us, but
Join us on YouTube, please.
I don't know, man. Pass. I got nothing.
Ready to Rumble boxing round 2.
No.
Because last time you got me with Crystal.
No. Cover your face before it gets disfigured.
Face breaker.
There you go.
Good job.
You have to
Good job.
say the
You get
damn.
that one. You get that
to
one.
say the damn game.
Yep, that's a point for Garrett. No skunks today in the name
name
of the
it.
game.
It could be a skunk for me.
Well, okay, no skunks for Garrett in the name of the game. You really had to dig deep for that.
I was digging deep the whole time. I dug
came back
too
so
deep.
fast.
It was Face Breakers was back up there. I'm like Ready to Rumble boxing.
You bastard, I didn't make a U-turn.
I knew Ready to Rumble wasn't correct because we've already guessed that one for sure. Like it's been.
Oh, I did that one. Yeah.
Yep. Cool. Next game. One of the most competitive online shooters to this day.
Halo 3.
No.
Counter Strike.
Counter-Strike.
Good, dude.
Nice.
I'll give that up.
I didn't get to the clue. Every gaming lounge with a computer probably had this game.
It's a good guess.
It's 2-0. Garrett's got the win today, but will he get the skunk on Johnny?
Please no.
Johnny has never been skunked.
Please no.
Not in this game, anyway.
don't know if that's
Not
true.
in this
Not
game.
not name the game.
I'm the only one that's
Okay.
got skunk to name the game.
All right. Well, skunk for a skunk. I
right.
feel is how today should go.
Well, let us see. Third game. A game about to celebrate its 20th anniversary. You guys haven't been keeping up with
Legend
the
of
news.
Zelda: Ocarina of Time.
Damn, he got it.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Ocarina of
Yeah.
Time.
I don't even like Zelda.
That's why I didn't think he was gonna get it. Good job.
All right, okay.
November
I don't
21st.
know how. I don't know how.
Oh, that's gone. Watch out. Whoosh.
Matrix. You see the stink lines.
3 days from today, 20th anniversary. That's crazy. That game's 20 years old.
It is. It needs a remake. Like if they
Again?
remade it. I mean, not a remaster. Excuse me.
Okay.
No, wait, remake. A remake. They've remastered
remake,
it. They've
yeah.
never remade it.
Yeah.
A full remake, like they did Legend
Like
Spyro.
The 3DS.
Spyro's a remake. It's not a remaster.
Well, it was.
The 3DS one.
Was that a
counts-
remake
it's-
or a
I-
remaster?
It's
It's a remaster.
What's the difference?
A remaster is where you touch up the graphics, you clean up a lot of the textures. A remake is where you literally remake
The ground
game.
up, right?
Yeah.
for the most part.
So
yeah.
like Medieval's getting that. Spyro just
Spyro,
got it.
yeah.
Yeah,
Crash,
that Crash got
Okay.
it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So it did get a
Remaster.
remaster.
Yeah, the
It
3DS
needs to get
version's
remade.
more of a remaster, but it almost looks like a remake because
It
of the
does, yeah.
difference in the graphics.
Graphics.
So, got to get the point. So, Johnny, you got your point.
Yep.
But Garrett wins this week. 2-1.
All right. Only we'll share the homework this week,
Yeah.
buddy.
Yeah.
Dang, you look sad to win.
Yours is easier.
Yeah, mine is easier.
You're great. win
I
off
didn't.
Facebook,
I
man.
batted zeros on Stan Lee. All right. Like I like the guy. Apparently, I just didn't know the guy.
It's okay, man. Cool. Well, that is name the game. All right, guys, we're at that point. It is time for us to talk about some of the things that we've been doing, gaming, and having fun outside the podcast. And when we do that, we always give each other
Stuper Powers.
stupid superpowers for good or for bad, better or worse. So it was your week to start off. So go ahead, buddy. How
Yes.
was your week? What you been playing? What you been doing?
So, a couple things I did. I didn't do a whole lot, but I got a couple of things. So, my sister, my baby sister, Shivani, she had a friend who has a brother that works
Oh, here we go. I
And
told
it-
his cousin.
that works in a sports industry / venue. So she got invited to go to a Clipper game this past week against the Spurs. Garrett, just follow along with this one, okay? It's pretty cool. It's a pretty
I
cool story.
guess. I mean, I've been to a Clipper
And she
game.
got. Have you?
Yes, I have.
Oh, that's interesting.
I
Fun
got
fact.
paid for it.
So she invited me to go with her because she had 2 pairs of tickets, and when you get the tickets, it's random seating. So we got to sit in the 7th row mid-center court. It was like 112 at the Staples Center.
You can like nearly smell those guys at that level.
Pretty much. Like, it was damn close. And when I took my dad to the Christmas Laker game a few years ago, we were in row 9. So I told my sister, she one-upped me.
Dude, like, did you throw some popcorn at those bums?
No.
Why did you not throw something at
the
them?
Clippers or the Spurs?
The Clippers.
They're actually doing really good right
They're
now.
still bums. We're in Laker Town.
I mean, they're the second, like, they're the redheaded stepchild of the LA.
Yeah, they're the Joshua of the group.
Hey,
I mean, you are the only redheaded kid out of all your family.
that is clearly not true.
Oh, no. Your brother is
My brother's the
is
non-redheaded.
black, yeah. He's the black sheep. Sorry.
Yeah, so to speak. So that was awesome. Had a lot of fun. The game was actually a really good game. Clippers ended up winning, but it was fun because sports, yay.
Nice, man.
So that was fun. So I'm done with Skyforce. So I finished that game, got all the achievements because I'm an achievement whore. So now I am playing Recore. So I started Recore, played for about 5 hours. That game's actually a good amount of fun. It's a lot more platforming than I thought it would be, more open-end kind of semi-exploration. Pretty much a mini Metroidvania, if you will, because you have to come back to different areas once you get a couple bots. But it's a fun game. It's a game I've been wanting to play for a long time and never got a chance to play it. So now I'm all up in it because of Game Pass.
Cool, man.
That's about it.
All right.
So this weekend I will try to see Wreck-It Ralph 2.
On Wednesday.
And then Robin Hood comes out this week, I think, as well.
Don't care about that film at all.
It looks cool.
I'm not saying it looks bad. I just do not care.
Yeah, T-Mobile's doing, I think, another like $4 movie ticket or a free movie ticket offer this week for that movie.
That's cool, but for $19.95 a month, you get the AMC A-list.
You can let me borrow that. Do they check your ID?
They do check ID.
Do they really?
They do.
People are gonna unsubscribe because we're just walking ads.
Sellouts.
D&D Beyond for AMC Pass.
Game Pass. Hulu.
Game Pass has a $1 for just ridiculous.
Just skip us in 5 seconds.
Just go to my YouTube channel. There's no ads there, I promise. I have yet to talk about an ad.
We're walking advertising. We
That's
didn't even
funny.
realize it.
That's funny.
Anything else that we
Okay.
want to mention or add before we just get demolished by the internet?
I mean, if it's a good deal, it's a good deal. Like
we're
we're
trying to hook you up.
Yeah, we're telling you if it's a good deal.
Just wait till we have our whole Black
If I was
Friday
a sellout,
section.
I'd be trying to sell you was it Movie Pass?
Right? Yeah, they
Whatever that is.
got no money.
Done.
We haven't heard from them in a while. All right. Who wants my Stuper Power?
Whoever.
Just
man.
I-
throw one
I
out there.
I don't really. I had one and I lost it because I didn't have my correct notes.
Because it was in Comic Sans.
No. So Garrett,
Uh-huh.
I'll give you my Stuper Power.
Okay.
So I'm trying to do something like pop related because there's so many beautiful pops here, but I can't.
Don't even like don't acknowledge them. They're here. They're here
But they ain't
for
here.
you guys. All right, we know they're here.
If there's-
We spent quite some time putting them.
If
here.
there's any you think don't belong on
Yes.
this table, let us know.
Yeah, if there's someone you think get his ass off the table, tell us. But I mean, obviously, Captain America deserves to have.
Do we need 3 Captain Americas? I don't think so.
And then a different character holding a Captain America shield in Black Widow? I don't think so.
I mean, she counts. I mean, she's a new character. She's a different character.
I
Now, if
only
this was
got-
like Steve Rogers and this was like the Falcon,
Out of all these, I only
Maybe.
got to pick one. So
Stop. You.
I only have one up here that I chose.
my gosh.
I handpicked one. For those that are listening,
He
just
makes
visit
it
our
seem
YouTube
like
channel.
we had a bunch that are sitting in somewhere he didn't get to pick. We made him put
we,
his
we,
back.
we're at the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah.
There's a few left in the box that we were like, you don't belong on the table.
Yeah, we put all the ones that aren't open.
It's the last one picked on the team.
I literally have like 150 of these unopened, but these are my wife's, so they already opened. Okay.
Thanks,
what's,
Vivi.
what's the power? Who's getting the power first?
It was
Garrett's
me. It was
getting
me.
Okay.
Garrett's getting my pair. So Garrett, you have the ability. Okay, we're gonna make this one interesting. So you have the ability to have super speed,
Okay.
like Sonic, like the Flash. You can go as fast as you want, but the faster you go, the faster your feet burn.
Huh.
And it doesn't matter what type of layer you can have, bare feet, socks, whatever cushioning, it doesn't matter. Your feet are still gonna burn. So the faster you run, the more it's gonna burn. The longer the burn's gonna last.
Okay. I have 2 questions. Just 2.
Just 2?
Can I use Icy Hot and be fine?
You can use Icy Hot, but it won't help.
Okay. What if I run barefoot in Antarctica?
It's still going to burn.
Okay.
You tried.
I mean, if you put ice on for so long, it kind of has a different type of burning
I mean,
sensation. So.
I'm just curious as that the application of this, and as I always am for these powers. So, like, how fast does he have to run to receive a burn? Like, if he runs like Usain Bolt, which is not very fast in comparison to Sonic or Flash, right?
Flash.
Do his feet catch fire, or is it a little bit of a minimal kind of like heat? Like, at what point is it unbearable fire? Like, is Usain Bolt speed okay?
If you were to run that fast for a very extended period of time, it'll eventually burn a lot more.
Okay.
Might have
okay.
a,
But, like, if he
it'll
did-
be a quick burn.
But if he did a 100-yard dash, like 100-meter dash, how much burn would he get?
He might feel a tingle.
A little tingle. Okay.
Okay.
He might
like-
be,
So
the
there's
same-
some application
Yeah, okay.
there.
So like he goes fast as a car,
Give me
and
some
like
room to
his
work.
feet would be hot, but he wouldn't catch flame and lose.
No, I mean,
them.
you're talking about like 1 second. So like, it's not like you're running on coals.
Yeah, so like if he decided like he wants to run a mile at the speed of a car, 50 miles an hour, like his feet would be really hot, but they wouldn't burn to a crisp.
It won't burn to a crisp, but it might be so hot it might hurt. Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay.
So there's some
Just-
applications you
Just
can
let,
use.
just let that gauge happen.
All right.
That's
neat.
usable. That's doable.
All right. Let's see. Move on to my week. Spyro.
Yeah.
What about
Spyro.
What about them?
Just been
That
playing
dastardly dragon.
Spyro. The game looks beautiful, and it's really cool to be able to see a game that you played way back in your younger days and everything, and now you see it almost brand new, and it's like, yeah, this is how it should have been, kind of thing.
Question.
Yes.
It's probably how it looked to us back then. But did they do did they Halo collection it? Did they allow you to see the old graphics and then flip a button to see the new graphics?
So no, not graphics, but
Music, right?
music.
Yeah, okay.
Which was really cool. That was the first thing I did, was switch back to the old school PS1 music. I'm like, yeah, this is what I remember. This is okay. Let me go to the new stuff.
Yeah.
And I've been on that the whole time. The voice of Spyro, Tom Kenny, it fits so well. It's perfect.
Who dat?
SpongeBob,
Oh,
Heifer from Rocko's Modern Life. So it's such a just a treat, really, to be able to play Spyro again and see it. I'm gonna platinum that game before I move on to. Just this weekend, I purchased Shadow of the Tomb Raider. It was on sale for $30.
oh, nice.
So grab that. Waiting to get into that after Spyro. I definitely don't want to cut off Spyro and then start a whole new game. I watched a real quick Let's Play of Stick of Truth. I want to start a new game of Stick of Truth. I like Stick of Truth more than Fractured Butthole. So I'm looking forward to that. And I decided I did not care at all about the new Pokemon Let's Go games until I found out that they're retellings of Yellow.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna like that.
So I'm back in Kanto with, any guess to which one I got?
Well, you got Pikachu.
I
No.
got Pikachu.
Yeah, there's no question.
Yeah.
No, you got Eevee. Clearly, Pikachu is the baby brother of the two,
Well,
right?
Eevee's the better Pokemon.
Disagree. But yeah, I got Let's Go Pikachu. I actually like how simple the game is, to an extent. There's some mechanics that they changed. They want to make it more Pokemon Go friendly. So catching Pokemon is literally just throw a ball at the right time. That's exactly, that stank face that Johnny's giving is how I feel.
The battle's still the same.
The battles are still the same, but you can only battle other trainers. You don't battle wild Pokemon. You see wild Pokemon in the tall grass, and you can avoid them. Try and dodge out their way. But if they catch you, now you're in a catching game where there's a shrinking circle, and you have to throw the Pokeball. It's Pokemon Go.
So Pokemon Go to catch Pokemon to battle trainers.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly.
I hate the way you say Pokemon. I cannot. You say Pokemon. Don't say Pokemon.
Pokemon.
Stop it.
So there's that. You can literally take one Joy-Con out and play the game with one Joy-Con. Like not tilted to the side, playing like a controller. Like hold it upright. You're moving around and you're attacking. You're selecting whatever you need. It's simple and I like that.
I mean, the original game just had 2 buttons, just A, B.
Well, you still have to move.
Well, I mean, you have your D-pad, but I mean,
Yeah.
you have your Z triggers and you have the other whatever.
It's just the joystick and A.
Yeah,
That's all you
there's
need.
no way to play a Game Boy with one hand.
Yeah, yeah, and you can even click in the joystick as your A button. So really, you don't even need the A button. So it's simple, and I like it. Yeah. So Pikachu, that's my homie. Spyro, Ash is live on Overwatch, so that is awesome. Can't really play her without fighting 18 other Ashes. So kind of got to wait for the hype to die down a bit before I can really dip my toes in and see what I can do with her.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's just about it. I'm also going to try and catch Wreck-It Ralph on the weekend. But things are going to start getting tough with time due to the upcoming holiday season.
Yeah. Don't talk about nothing else because you can't.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
I thought we were going to just bypass all that and just say
No.
Smash is going to take over the holiday season.
That's true too.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep. All right. So that's me. Johnny, you have the ability to transform into any animal, but
Nope, here we go again.
you lose any kind of consciousness of who you are previous to that. It's only for a day. You can transform to a bird, fly away, get through your jail cell after you commit whatever crime you're bound to commit, try to take over the world or anything. But you don't remember who you were, why you turned into an animal kind of thing. Like you get animal brain.
Okay. So hold on here.
Okay, all right.
So I turn myself into an animal,
Yes.
and during the time of an animal, I lose my sense of self.
Yes. Yes.
How would I
You're on instinct.
How would I even turn back to a human?
It's on a timer.
So if I turn myself into a bird, I'm just a regular bird.
Yes, for
For a whole day, I guess.
yeah. We'll say 24 hours.
When I turn back to a human, will I remember all my life before this?
Yes.
Will I remember?
You just don't remember what
Like-
you did as a bird. You remember you turned into a bird.
Okay, so as a bird, I will not remember being a human. I'll
Yes.
just be a bird.
Yes.
And when I turn back to a human, I won't remember what I did as a bird.
You will not remember what
So
you did as a
There's
bird.
it's almost as if it didn't happen.
So it's like your name,
I mean, yeah.
but as an animal.
Kind of.
Like, do you understand? Like, it would have. I couldn't even enjoy the act of flying because I would be a bird while I flew, and when I turned back to a human, I'd have no recollection of being a bird. I wouldn't even.
It's almost like it's a stupid power. But there's some applications
There's
to
no
it.
application.
There are some applications
Please
to it.
explain.
All right, someone breaks in your house, lion. Dead.
I might also eat my family.
What if the
I
I
might
mean-
kill my own family.
what if the person breaking in is
all
just
right,
happens
make
to be
your
a poacher?
precautions. Make precautions. Put them in the safe room. Bolt in steel like that. Whatever movie that thing was
So
called.
he's like Beast Boy, but with no memory.
Exactly. Or if you get locked up, jail cell, bird.
I may not leave the cell.
That is very true.
You have 24 hours. You're just on instinct. You're gonna try and find a mate, maybe some food.
What if I get eaten?
Be careful where bird goes.
Okay, fine. That's my power.
Gotta go on instinct.
You definitely hit the quota of stupid superpower. You hit it. You hit the
I have a
requirement.
quick question. So when he said animal, he thinks animal. He doesn't think human.
Yes, that's what he's saying. I'm an animal. I'm just bird.
You're
I
just
am
on
rabbit.
instinct.
I am
Your animal
lion.
Yeah,
instinct.
you better be very careful.
And
with
when I turn back, I don't remember being a bird or an animal.
You remember that you were a bird. You don't remember what you did as a bird.
Oh God. Okay,
Karen
fine,
beat the system.
fine.
He beat the game.
All right, fine. That's it.
Did I win?
All right. So
I believe
my
so.
my week, I've been playing Red Dead 2. I am liking
get it.
it, but it is
It's
god
a slow
awful
game.
slow.
It's a
Like,
slow game. It's not for everybody.
yeah, I don't know if it's for me. Like I'm not genuinely enjoying it. Like, Fallout is a slow game. It really is. But like when Fallout 4 came out, my God, like I just melted into that. I just melted into it like a nice grilled cheese sandwich, and the cheese just melted into the bread. I just melted into Fallout. It was perfect. And I don't yet have that feeling with Red Dead Redemption 2. It will not win Game of the Year. Not while I live to say something about it. God of War.
You mean your game of the year?
It won't
Because it could win like official VGA game of the year.
But in the
the Game Awards. The
Game
VGAs
Awards,
are-
sorry.
in the this week's Golden Stick Awards, Fortnite beat out Red Dead and everything else.
No one pays attention to the Golden Stick.
I didn't know what that was.
Yeah,
It's,
that's what I'm
it's,
saying.
a, it's a Game Awards show in London, and somehow Fortnite won.
No one knows.
Fortnite makes a lot of money.
But the Game Awards people do care about. So Red Dead 2 playing that. It was a really nice weekend. Today, Sunday, you'll listen to this after. It's not Sunday, of course. Spend time with the fam. Just play with my son. Played blocks and play with Legos and build things. And
Now, was it Legos or was it like mega
No.
blocks?
Mega blocks.
Kuplos.
It was mega Duplos because
Duplos. Sorry, that's what Duplos I think count. Aren't those officially Lego?
I don't know. He's a year and a half. It's not a cheap thing. I can't buy him Legos. He will die. Like they're too small for him. He will eat a Lego and die.
I mean,
that's not a question. Like he is a kid who puts things in his mouth. He's less than 2 years old.
nah.
Please don't let you have children. Like you're gonna kill your kid. You cannot buy him Legos at a year and a
Now
half.
the Overwatch Legos are out. He's getting that $200 like 1,000-piece
Buy it for him.
Watch Point Gibraltar.
Give it to him later. Angelica, don't let this man kill your children.
With Legos.
So yeah, but just playing blocks with him and just enjoying that time. Wife was asleep on the couch and daughter was asleep in her crib, and then just playing with him, and then ice cream truck, do 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 do, and he knows what that is because it comes by the house, and grandma who watches him or whatever goes out there. So he got up all excited. And he's only a year and a half or so, and he knew what it meant and went outside and got some ice cream, and
That's cool.
it was one of those ones that it's just like soft serve ice cream.
Okay. It didn't have like the melted Sonic faces with the
With
gumball
gumballs.
all the way down here at the mouth.
No.
As one
It was just like a cone. So I got
Okay.
him I got him an ice cream cone with vanilla on it, and they put so much ice cream. I was like, what the heck? It's like a cartoon where a little kid has like a giant ice cream, and we just sat on the porch in the front of the house, and it was just a perfectly 75-degree, couple of white clouds, blue sky, nice little breeze,
Yeah.
kids laughing, just sitting there with my son, eating ice cream.
That seems like a very good day.
Yeah, it was really beautiful. It was really nice.
Nice. I'm glad you had that.
Yeah. Then my wife woke up and took my ice cream and ate it.
Well,
So,
I mean,
that's-
that just comes with the job.
yeah, it does. But yeah, it was really nice just spending time with him. And this is the only weekend in a long time that I've had to do nothing. Like, I didn't have a bunch of plans. And from here on out, my weekends are booked. So, like, we had some friends come over had a game night with them in there. I would have invited you, but they have like 2 kids and like so. Anyway.
Sure, whatever. That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. it's
Yeah,
cool.
the kidless ones aren't invited. So.
Well, it was like a family with kids thing. Like we get it, like you get it. Like we had a
I
kid.
could have adopted Joshua, like real quick,
Could have.
like for a weekend.
We had a
I would
game.
have let Gary be my temporary daddy.
No, ugh, that just sounds bad. We had a game night with them, and then they
Buy some
invited us
Legos.
over for their the next weekend to go to their house and to have dinner, and we can't. Like we have something already planned.
Yeah.
And then the next week is something planned. December 7th, we are
Got
going,
Smash Brothers, so
It's Smash, but I'm going to Vegas for a company party. That's right. My company's taking the whole company to Vegas, doing it big.
Better bring your Switch.
The next weekend, we have something. So literally, we were unable to go and hang out with them again until December 29th, which is the next Saturday that I will have free. It's my life. That's my life now. Like I have to schedule a play date for over a month out. Like just crazy. All right, I've talked long
man,
enough.
you're old.
Yeah, but I'm doing fun stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah,
No, you are.
I am.
It's just one of those things where, like, when you're younger, you're like, I do whatever I want, whenever I want. It's my life,
right.
whatever.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's
It
crazy.
changes.
Yep. So that's my week. Joshua, your power. You have the ability that with your eyes, any screen that you see, you are able to control it completely. Now you can't see through it, but like you can control it. So like if you want to just make an iPad show broadcast television or flip to the Laker game, you just kind of concentrate, blink your eye, and boom, that screen is doing what you want. Or like someone's like playing Candy Crush, making a bunch of noise. You just, if you can see their screen, the front of it, you just boom, turn it off, or like make it lock, or turn it to whatever you want. any screen you want, anytime, as long as you can see it, you can control it any kind of way. You can make a screen do whatever it wants. If you want to turn the camera on and make it snap pictures of them and selfie them, boom, do it. That's your power.
Okay. Is there a but?
There's no but. You control screens. You're the screen master.
So I have a
You're the
question.
you're the screen slaver.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's already taken. Can
Kind of more fitting for your power though.
Sure.
You do enslave screens rather than enslave with screens.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Does this power only work with live feeds?
It works with anything. So a television.
Well,
Well,
what I
I
mean
think
is,
I think I have the same question as you, Joshua. Is
Okay.
like, can you like play a YouTube video with someone's watching like TV
Absolutely.
or something
So
like that?
if someone's watching TV in a lobby, you could just flip it over to YouTube and just watch a video. Boom, you want to watch, the latest 100 things wrong with so and so in 18 minutes video or whatever, kid falls off a cliff video, like you just put it on.
What are you watching on YouTube?
Capcom Cup all day. Let's go.
Yeah, you can whatever you want. If it exists, you're able to flip to it.
Man, I'm just gonna go into like every dentist office and just put our podcast up. It would be good.
Dude, I mean it's not my power, but I
You can
mean
use that power for good.
all I would do is just people that I don't like at work, like my boss. If I like my boss,
we
actually,
getting there. We getting
yeah,
there.
but like just like boom, make all of his screens show inappropriate work content.
my.
NSFW. He's just done. That's how I would
that
use it.
kind of reminds me of there is a route that I do every now and then that I have to go to a like a dentist office, and it's one of those kid dentist office. So there's like TVs on the floor. They got video games and stuff, and they're always playing movies. So I like going in there and seeing what movie are they playing today. So I mean, they've played The Black Cauldron, which is very like low key. Like, what kid is gonna be like, yeah, I want to watch Black Cauldron? They've played Lion King. They've played what's that? Enchanted, I think. That's like the only Disney movie I haven't seen. So they play like a whole bunch of kid movies. How to Train Your Dragon. They played a couple times. So I always like going in there wondering what movie are they playing today. It's just kind of a fun thing.
One day you're just gonna sit there and forget what you're doing.
Yeah. Yeah, that could cost some time. I'll
Yep.
sit down.
Cool.
Move over.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yep. All right. Well, that is our show, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed. We always do have a really good time chatting and having fun together. If you want to support the show, which you're already doing just by listening or watching, we appreciate that. But if you want to help us a little extra, you want to be extra on it, help us in a couple different ways. You can subscribe wherever you are listening. Subscriptions for free, of course. You don't have to pay for nothing.
Yeah, send us pops and
Send
patches.
us pops.
No,
Iron
I
out
was trying to
patches.
point to the subscribe button.
Oh.
Maybe
Where-
Oh, okay. I
up
thought you were
here
just
now.
like, give
So-
us pops.
Yeah, so subscribe. We appreciate that. That would help us out
Down
quite a
there.
bit. We know that that's a big component of us getting a little bit more notoriety and viewership on YouTube, wherever you happen to be listening or watching. Give us a rating, a thumbs up, a like of this video, or stars, whatever you happen to do. And of course, chat with us. You can reach us by email, contact@scspodcast.net. You can also chat with us on Twitter @SuperCoopSquad. We're findable on Facebook. And of course, you can chat with us all individually. You can find me on Twitter @JohnnyMac24.
You can find me at
You
GJL3275.
can find me at Eternal Red Gamer.
Cool. Until next week, guys, take care. Have a great Thanksgiving. I'm Johnny Mac.
I'm Garrett.
I'm Joshua. Pop out. Flip table.